It was a bright and sunny afternoon when Sam decided to visit the park. The weather was perfect, with soft sunlight falling on the green grass and the leaves of tall trees swaying gently in the warm breeze. Sam loved walking in the park because it felt peaceful, and he always enjoyed the fresh air. He liked watching the birds hopping from branch to branch and listening to the cheerful chirping that filled the quiet spaces between the paths. As he walked slowly along the main path, Sam noticed something unusual near a wooden bench. A small dog was sitting there. It was a stray, with fur that was tangled and dirty. Its big brown eyes looked tired and it seemed very hungry. The dog stared at Sam, its head slightly tilted as if it was asking for help. Sam stopped and looked at the dog. "Hello, little one," Sam said softly. He didn't want to scare it. The dog wagged its tail slowly and took a small step toward him. Sam could see that it was afraid but also curious. He reached into his backpack and found a small sandwich he had saved for lunch. Breaking it into tiny pieces, he held one out toward the dog. Buddy, as Sam decided to call him, sniffed the food carefully and then ate it quickly. His tail wagged faster now. Sam smiled. "You're hungry, aren't you?" he said. Buddy barked softly, almost like he was saying thank you. Sam felt happy to help. He always liked animals, and seeing this little dog so happy made him feel good. Sam decided to continue walking, and to his surprise, Buddy started following him. The dog stayed very close, never leaving Sam's side. At first, Sam thought it might run away, but Buddy followed every step. It was unusual for a stray dog to trust a stranger so quickly. Sam laughed and said, "Okay, Buddy, I guess you're coming with me." They walked together through the park, passing children playing with colorful balls and families enjoying picnics. Buddy seemed fascinated by everything around him. He sniffed the flowers and chased a butterfly for a few seconds before returning to Sam. People walking past smiled at the sight of the small boy and his new furry friend. Suddenly, a sound broke the peaceful afternoon. It was a loud, high-pitched scream that echoed across the park. Sam froze. His heart started beating faster, and Buddy barked loudly, his ears standing straight up. The dog ran toward the sound without hesitation, his small legs moving quickly across the grass. Sam shouted, "Buddy, wait!" But the dog was already gone. Sam ran after Buddy, dodging people on the path and jumping over tree roots. His mind was racing. Who had screamed? Was someone hurt? He felt a mix of fear and curiosity. He couldn't just stand there and do nothing. Buddy ran toward the far side of the park, where the trees were thicker and the paths narrower. Sam followed, trying not to lose sight of him. As they entered a quieter area, the scream echoed again, shorter this time, but just as frightening. Sam slowed down, trying to stay calm. He could see Buddy ahead, standing still near a small clearing. The dog was barking and looking toward a shadowy spot between two trees. Sam's heart pounded. He took a deep breath and stepped forward cautiously, not knowing what he might find. Buddy ran back to Sam and nudged his hand as if telling him to be brave. Sam felt a sudden surge of courage. He realized that he wasn't alone, and having Buddy with him made everything feel a little less scary. Together they approached the clearing where the sunlight barely reached the ground. The air was cooler here, and the usual sounds of birds and laughter seemed far away. Sam's curiosity grew stronger, even though a small part of him was scared. And then, just as he reached the edge of the clearing, he saw something that made him stop in his tracks. A small object was moving slowly on the ground, and nearby the bushes were shaking. The park that had seemed so peaceful a few minutes ago now felt mysterious and full of unknown secrets. Sam knew he had to find out what had happened, but he also understood that whatever was waiting for him could be surprising. Buddy barked again, looking up at Sam, ready to face the unknown together. Sam knelt down and whispered, "Okay, Buddy, let's see what's going on." With his heart racing and his mind alert, he stepped forward, unaware that this moment would change his afternoon forever. Sam stepped carefully into the small clearing, his eyes scanning every corner. Buddy stayed close to him, his tail stiff and his ears pointed forward. The sunlight barely reached the ground here, and shadows moved strangely among the trees. Sam felt a shiver run down his spine, but he tried to stay calm. The bushes near the edge of the clearing shook again, and a small figure emerged. It was a little girl, no older than Sam, with tears in her eyes. She looked frightened and lost. Her hair was messy, and her clothes were slightly torn from running through the bushes. She froze when she saw Sam and Buddy, her hands trembling. "Are you okay?" Sam asked gently. The girl nodded, but she couldn't speak at first. Buddy barked softly, wagging his tail as if to tell her that they were friendly. Slowly, the girl stepped closer. "My name is Lily," she said finally, her voice small and shaky. I got lost while playing. I didn't know where to go." Sam smiled, trying to make her feel safe. "It's okay, Lily, you're not alone now. I'll help you." He glanced at Buddy, who seemed to understand immediately. Buddy wagged his tail and stayed close to both of them, as if guarding them. The park was bigger than Sam had realized. Some areas were quiet and hidden, far from the main paths where people usually walked. It was easy for a child to get lost here, especially if they wandered too far. Sam looked around and tried to think clearly. He didn't want to panic. First, they needed to leave the clearing safely. Buddy sniffed the ground and then ran a few steps toward a small trail. Sam and Lily followed. The trail was narrow, lined with bushes and tall grass. Sunlight filtered through the branches above, creating patterns on the ground. Sam held Lily's hand tightly, making sure she didn't fall or run off. Buddy walked in front, occasionally looking back to check on them. As they moved, Sam noticed something strange. The bushes seemed to hide small paths that twisted and turned in unexpected ways. It felt like a secret part of the park that not many people knew about. Lily whispered, "I came this way because I wanted to see the pond." "I didn't mean to get lost," Sam nodded. "It's okay. You just got curious. Sometimes curiosity leads to adventure, but we have to be careful too." Lily smiled faintly at his words, feeling a little braver with Sam by her side. Suddenly, a soft rustling sound came from behind a tree. Buddy barked sharply and both children stopped. Out of the shadows, a small rabbit hopped across the trail. Sam laughed quietly. "It's just a rabbit," he said. Buddy wagged his tail, happy again, and the tension in the air eased slightly. They continued along the hidden trail, and soon they could hear the sounds of the main park again. Distant laughter, the chirping of birds, and the occasional bark of dogs. Sam felt relieved. They were close to safety. He held Lily's hand tighter. "Almost there," he said. "Just a little more." When they reached the edge of the trail, the sun shone brightly again, and the park seemed cheerful once more. Families walked past and children played with balls and kites. Lily's face lit up. "Thank you for finding me," she said. "I was really scared," Sam smiled warmly. "No problem. I'm glad Buddy and I were here." Buddy barked happily as if he understood every word. Sam patted the dog on the head. "Good job, Buddy. You helped save the day." Even though they were safe now, Sam couldn't shake the feeling that something strange had happened. The scream he had heard earlier, the hidden trail, and the bushes moving on their own, all of it felt unusual. He wondered if the park always had secrets like this, waiting for someone curious enough to find them. Lily's mother arrived at the park shortly after, calling her name frantically. When she saw Lily safe, she ran forward and hugged her tightly. "Thank you," she said to Sam. "I don't know what would have happened if you weren't here." Sam nodded shyly. "It was nothing. I'm just happy she's okay." Buddy wagged his tail again, and Lily hugged him too, laughing softly. The small dog seemed proud, enjoying the attention from both children. As Sam watched Lily reunite with her mother, he realized that his afternoon had turned into an unexpected adventure. A lost child, a stray dog, and a mysterious scream had led him into a part of the park he had never seen before. Sam felt proud and excited. He knew that Buddy and he had done something important today, but even as he walked away with Buddy by his side, he couldn't stop thinking about the hidden trail and the strange noises. Something told him that the park's secrets were not finished, and that more surprises might be waiting just around the corner. The next morning, Sam could not stop thinking about what had happened in the park. He kept replaying the image of Lily lost among the bushes, and the mysterious scream that had echoed through the trees. He wondered if there was more to the park than he had ever noticed before. Buddy sat beside him, wagging his tail as if he understood Sam's thoughts. Feeling a mix of curiosity and determination, Sam decided to visit the park again. He wanted to explore the hidden areas and see if anything unusual might happen again. Buddy followed him eagerly, his small paws tapping against the pavement as they walked. The park looked ordinary at first, with children playing, families enjoying picnics, and birds flying overhead. But Sam remembered the small trail where he had found Lily, and he felt a thrill of excitement. As they entered the quiet area of the park, Sam noticed the same shadows between the trees. He could feel the air change slightly, cooler and quieter than the rest of the park. Buddy sniffed the ground and began moving toward the hidden trail. Sam followed closely, holding his backpack straps tightly. He hoped that this time there would not be any danger, only adventure. The trail twisted and turned just as it had yesterday. Sunlight barely touched the ground, and the leaves above made patterns that danced with the breeze. Sam noticed small footprints on the dirt path. They were not human. They looked like the tracks of an animal he did not recognize. Buddy stopped and sniffed carefully, his tail raised high. Sam bent down to look closer. "Interesting," he whispered. "I wonder who left these." Suddenly, a soft rustling came from the bushes ahead. Sam froze, and Buddy barked gently. Out from the shadows stepped a young boy around Sam's age. His clothes were clean, but his shoes were muddy. The boy looked surprised to see Sam and Buddy. "Hi," Sam said, trying to sound friendly. "I'm Sam, this is Buddy, are you okay?" The boy nodded slowly. "I'm Leo," he said. "I come here sometimes to explore." "I didn't mean to scare anyone," Sam smiled. "I know how it feels. Yesterday I found a girl named Lily who was lost. Buddy and I helped her." "This place is full of hidden paths and secrets, isn't it?" Leo's eyes brightened. "Yes. I discovered this trail last week. There's a pond deeper in the park, and it looks like a secret garden. You have to be careful, though. Sometimes the bushes move in strange ways, and it can get very quiet. It feels like the park is alive." Sam's curiosity grew even more. "Let's go see it," he said. Buddy barked excitedly, ready for another adventure. Together, Sam and Leo moved carefully along the trail. The air felt different here, fresher and cooler, and the sounds of the main park were almost gone. They could hear only birds, the soft rustle of leaves, and Buddy's happy panting. After a few minutes, they reached a small clearing. There, hidden among the trees, was a sparkling pond. Sunlight reflected off the water, making it look magical. Tiny fish swam near the edges, and dragonflies danced above the surface. Sam could hardly believe his eyes. "It's beautiful," he said softly. Buddy ran to the water and sniffed around the edge, wagging his tail. Leo smiled. "I found this place last week. It's like a secret world inside the park. No one knows about it except me." Sam felt a thrill of excitement. "It's amazing. I never knew the park had this place." He looked at Buddy, who barked happily as if agreeing. Suddenly, a faint sound interrupted the calm. It was the same high-pitched scream Sam had heard yesterday, only shorter this time. Both boys froze. Buddy barked and ran toward the sound again, but this time, Sam and Leo followed cautiously. The pond shimmered, and the shadows seemed to move differently. Sam's heart raced. He knew that something unusual was about to happen, something that would make their adventure even more unforgettable. As they stepped closer to the source of the sound, they saw the bushes shaking near the far side of the pond. Sam held Leo's shoulder and whispered, "Stay close. We don't know what's there." Buddy growled softly, ready to protect them. Sam felt both nervous and excited. The park, which had seemed safe and quiet before, now felt like a place full of secrets waiting to be discovered. And in that moment, Sam realized that this day could be even more surprising than yesterday. Whatever was hidden in the shadows of the park, he, Buddy, and Leo were about to find out together. Sam, Leo, and Buddy moved slowly toward the far side of the pond. The soft sunlight reflected on the water, making the shadows among the trees look deeper and darker than before. Buddy sniffed the ground carefully, occasionally letting out a low bark. Sam felt his heart beat faster. Something unusual was definitely happening here. The bushes were shaking again, but this time it was more noticeable. Leaves rustled loudly and small branches snapped under something moving inside. Sam whispered to Leo, "Be careful. Let's see what it is without scaring it." Leo nodded. Both boys crouched slightly, trying to stay calm while Buddy stayed alert. Suddenly, a small figure emerged from the bushes. It was not a person, but a tiny fawn, its light brown coat blending perfectly with the leaves and shadows. The fawn looked frightened and unsteady on its thin legs. It seemed to be calling for its mother with soft, high-pitched sounds. Buddy barked once, not in anger but in curiosity, and the fawn froze. Sam's fear turned into relief. "It's okay, little one," he whispered gently. "We won't hurt you." The fawn's big dark eyes blinked at him, and it took a small step closer to the pond. Sam noticed that the fawn's leg was slightly hurt, probably from running through the bushes too quickly. Leo bent down carefully. "We need to help it," he said. "It can't walk properly. Maybe we can find its mother nearby." Sam agreed. Together they looked around, but the forested area was quiet except for the faint rustle of leaves. The pond shimmered behind them, and Buddy stayed close to the fawn as if protecting it. Sam found a sturdy branch and gently guided the fawn to a small patch of soft grass. "Easy now," he said. Buddy sniffed the fawn's legs, making sure it was safe. Leo searched the bushes around them. "I think its mother is somewhere close," he whispered. "We just need to be patient." The boys waited quietly, and after a few minutes, the fawn's mother appeared. She was larger, with smooth brown fur and gentle eyes. She looked worried as she approached her young one. The fawn ran to her carefully, limping slightly, and nuzzled against her. Buddy wagged his tail and barked softly, as if happy to see the reunion. Sam and Leo smiled, feeling proud that they had helped. "Wow," Leo said softly. "It's amazing to see them together. Nature is really incredible." Sam nodded. "It is, and I think the scream we heard wasn't scary at all. It was probably the fawn calling for help." Just as they were about to leave, Sam noticed something shining near the edge of the pond. Curious, he walked closer and saw a small golden key half buried in the mud. He picked it up carefully, brushing off the dirt. The key was old but well made, with tiny carvings along its edge. Leo gasped. "What is that?" he asked. "It looks special. Maybe it opens something hidden around here." Sam examined it closely. "I don't know, but it must mean something. Maybe the park has more secrets than we thought." Buddy sniffed the key, wagging his tail as if he approved of the discovery. The boys decided to continue exploring the area near the pond. They checked under fallen logs, around the roots of big trees, and near the thickest bushes. Everything seemed ordinary, but the golden key made Sam feel that something exciting was waiting for them. The air seemed charged with curiosity, and even Buddy seemed more alert than ever. After a while, they sat on a small rock near the pond to rest. The water reflected the sky, and the gentle sound of the breeze through the trees made the place feel peaceful again. Sam held the key in his hand and thought about what it could unlock. Leo leaned back, smiling. "We should come back tomorrow and explore more. Maybe we'll find a treasure or a secret place." Sam nodded eagerly. "Yes, tomorrow we will explore again. I feel like the park has many adventures waiting for us." Buddy barked once, as if agreeing with Sam's plan. The boys laughed softly, enjoying the quiet moment. As they left the pond area, Sam looked back at the shimmering water and the hidden trail. Something inside him told him that the park had more mysteries, and this golden key was only the beginning of an adventure that could be bigger than they ever imagined. The next day, Sam and Leo returned to the park early in the morning. The sunlight streamed through the trees and the air smelled fresh and earthy. Buddy ran ahead, excited to explore once again. Sam held the golden key tightly in his hand, his mind buzzing with curiosity. "I wonder what this key opens," Sam said. "It looks old and important. Maybe it belongs to something hidden here in the park." Leo nodded. "Yesterday we found the secret pond and helped the fawn. I think the key might lead us to another secret place. Let's follow the trail we discovered and see where it goes." They walked carefully along the narrow trail, Buddy leading the way. The bushes were thick and the sunlight barely touched the ground. Sam noticed small carvings on the trees along the path, symbols that looked like little stars and circles. They seemed to form a pattern, almost like they were guiding him somewhere. "Look at these markings," Sam said, pointing to the tree trunks. "Do you think they mean something?" Leo examined them closely. "Maybe they are a kind of map," he said. "We should follow them and see where they lead." Buddy barked excitedly and ran a few steps ahead, urging the boys to keep moving. The trail twisted and turned, leading them deeper into the park. The sounds of the main area faded away, replaced by the rustle of leaves and the soft calls of birds. After a while, they reached a small hidden clearing that they had never noticed before. In the center stood an old wooden chest covered in moss and vines. Sam's eyes widened. "This must be what the key opens," he whispered. Buddy barked happily, circling the chest. Leo approached carefully. "It looks old. Be careful when you open it." Sam knelt down and examined the lock. It was rusty, but the golden key fit perfectly. With a small turn, the lock clicked and the lid slowly creaked open. Inside, they found a collection of old books, scrolls, and a few small wooden boxes. Everything was neatly arranged, as if someone had left it there on purpose. Leo picked up one of the books. "These look like stories and journals," he said. "Maybe someone kept them here to protect them. Look at these drawings. They show the park from long ago. Some of the paths we discovered are on these maps." Sam carefully opened one of the scrolls. It was filled with writing about animals, plants, and secret places in the park. There were notes about hidden trails, mysterious ponds, and even small caves. "This is amazing," Sam said. "It's like a guide to all the secrets of the park. Whoever left this must have loved this place." Buddy barked and ran to one of the small wooden boxes. Inside, they found colorful stones, little carved figures of animals, and tiny keys. Sam picked up a stone shaped like a leaf. "These are like treasures," he said. "I think they were left here for people who explore and care about the park." Leo smiled. "It's like the park has its own hidden world. Only people who are curious and kind can find it. I feel lucky that we discovered it." They spent the morning exploring the chest's contents, reading the journals, and examining the small treasures. Sam realized that the park was more than just a place to play. It was full of stories, secrets, and adventures waiting to be discovered. Buddy stayed close, sniffing everything and barking softly as if sharing their excitement. As the sun rose higher in the sky, Sam closed the chest carefully. "We should leave it as it is," he said. "Other people might find it if they explore carefully. It's like a gift from the past to the future." Leo nodded. "Yes, and we now have a secret too, a story that only we know." They walked back along the trail, Buddy leading the way again. The park felt brighter, warmer, and full of possibilities. Sam looked at the golden key in his hand, wondering if there were more secrets waiting to be found. He knew that this was only the beginning of many adventures with Buddy and Leo by his side. And as they left the hidden clearing behind, Sam felt a sense of excitement and wonder. The park, which had seemed ordinary at first, was actually a world full of mysteries, ready for anyone brave and curious enough to explore. The next day, Sam woke up early, his mind full of excitement. The golden key and the secret chest were on his mind the entire night. He could hardly wait to return to the park and continue the adventure. He packed a small backpack with water, some snacks, and a notebook to record everything they discovered. Buddy wagged his tail happily, ready for another day of exploration. Sam met Leo at the park entrance. Leo was already carrying a small bag with binoculars and a magnifying glass. "Are you ready?" Leo asked with a wide smile. "I can't wait to see what else the park is hiding." Sam nodded. "I think the key and the journals are just the beginning. Let's see if we can find more secret places today." Buddy barked enthusiastically as if agreeing with the plan. They followed the hidden trail that led to the secret pond. The path was familiar now, but the park still felt magical. The sunlight filtered through the trees, casting dancing shadows on the ground. Sam noticed more of the carvings on the tree trunks, tiny symbols they had missed before. They seemed to form a pattern, guiding them further into the park. After a few minutes of careful walking, they reached a dense area of the forest they had not explored before. The branches above created a natural arch, and the air felt cooler and fresher. Sam and Leo stepped carefully, noticing small animals scurrying among the bushes. Birds chirped loudly, and Buddy sniffed the ground following a faint scent. Suddenly, Sam spotted something unusual. Hidden among the roots of an old tree was a small wooden door, almost completely covered by vines and moss. It was tiny, no taller than Sam's knee, but it had a small golden lock that glimmered in the sunlight. Sam's heart raced. Could the golden key open this door? "Do you think it's another secret?" Leo whispered, kneeling down to look closely. Sam nodded. Slowly, he inserted the golden key into the lock. It fit perfectly. With a soft click, the lock opened, and the door creaked as it swung slightly on its hinges. Inside, they could see a narrow tunnel, dimly lit by small cracks in the tree above. The air smelled earthy and fresh, and it felt strangely magical. Buddy barked softly and stepped inside first, encouraging the boys to follow. Sam held the key tightly, ready for anything. The tunnel was small, but it stretched deeper into the tree than they had imagined. The walls were lined with roots and moss, and tiny glowing insects lit the way. Sam and Leo walked carefully, noticing small drawings and carvings on the walls. Some showed animals, others strange symbols, and some even looked like tiny maps of the park. "This is incredible," Leo whispered. "It's like someone created a secret world inside the tree." Sam nodded. "I wonder who made it. Maybe it's the same person who left the journals and treasures yesterday." Buddy sniffed a corner of the tunnel and barked again, as if confirming that the place was safe. After a few minutes, the tunnel opened into a hidden chamber. Sunlight streamed through cracks above, lighting the space with a soft golden glow. Inside, there were small shelves carved into the walls filled with tiny treasures, shiny stones, carved wooden animals, and miniature books. It was a hidden room carefully made and perfectly preserved. Sam picked up a small carved fox and smiled. "This is amazing. It's like a secret library of nature and stories." Leo carefully opened a tiny book and found drawings of plants, animals, and hidden trails in the park. "Everything here is about the park," he said. "It's a record of everything special and secret." Buddy barked happily, running around the room as if exploring every corner. Sam and Leo spent the next hour examining the treasures, reading the tiny books and trying to understand the carvings on the walls. The hidden chamber felt magical, like a world that existed just for those who were brave and curious enough to discover it. As they prepared to leave, Sam carefully closed the little door and locked it with the golden key. "We have to keep this secret safe," he said. "Only people who care about the park will find it." Leo nodded, smiling. "And tomorrow we can explore more. Who knows what other mysteries are waiting for us?" As they walked back along the trail, Buddy trotting happily beside them, Sam felt a mix of excitement and wonder. The park had become more than just a place to play. It was a magical world filled with secrets, treasures, and adventures waiting for anyone curious enough to explore. And Sam knew that with Buddy and Leo by his side, every day in the park could become an unforgettable adventure. The next morning, Sam, Leo, and Buddy returned to the park with excitement. They had spent the previous days discovering secret paths, a hidden pond, and even a magical chamber inside a tree. Each discovery made them more curious about what else the park might be hiding. Sam held the golden key carefully in his hand, thinking it might unlock even more mysteries. "Do you think we'll find something new today?" Leo asked, adjusting his backpack. Buddy barked happily, running in circles as if encouraging them to start the adventure. Sam nodded. "I hope so. Yesterday's hidden room was amazing, but I feel like there's still more waiting for us." They followed the trail to the secret pond, enjoying the familiar sights and sounds. Birds chirped from the treetops, dragonflies danced above the water, and the sunlight reflected beautifully on the surface of the pond. Buddy ran ahead, sniffing carefully along the path. Sam and Leo noticed more carvings on the tree trunks, tiny shapes and symbols that seemed to point toward another hidden area. "This way," Sam said, following the direction of the carvings. Leo nodded and Buddy led the way. The trail twisted deeper into the trees, and soon they arrived at a part of the park they had never explored. The sunlight barely reached the ground, making the area feel quiet and mysterious. As they moved forward, Sam heard a faint sound, a soft whimper, almost like someone calling for help. Buddy's ears perked up and he ran toward the sound. Sam and Leo hurried after him, careful not to trip over roots or rocks along the way. They came to a small clearing where they saw a young fox caught in a tangle of vines. The fox struggled, trying to free itself, but the more it moved, the tighter the vines seemed to hold. Sam's heart went out to the frightened animal. "We have to help it," he whispered. Leo nodded, kneeling beside him. Sam carefully pulled at the vines while Leo gently held the fox. Buddy stayed close, sniffing the ground and barking softly as if to encourage them. After a few minutes, they managed to free the fox. It shook itself and looked at them with bright, grateful eyes before darting into the trees. "That was amazing," Leo said, smiling. "I think Buddy and we make a great team. We help anyone who needs it." Sam nodded. "This park really is full of surprises. Yesterday we found a hidden chamber. Today we helped the fox. Who knows what's next?" Buddy barked happily, wagging his tail as if agreeing. Just as they were about to continue exploring, Sam noticed something glittering among the leaves nearby. He bent down and picked it up. It was a small silver locket, old and delicate with tiny carvings that matched the patterns they had seen on the trees. Sam opened it carefully and found a tiny note inside. Leo leaned over to read it. It says, "For the curious and kind, the park reveals its secrets. That must be why all these hidden treasures are here." Sam smiled, holding the locket tightly. "It's like the park wants people who care about it to discover its magic." Buddy barked, running ahead toward a narrow path between two tall trees. Sam and Leo followed, noticing the trail was lined with more symbols and carvings. The path was quiet, and the shadows between the trees seemed to dance in the morning light. The boys felt a mix of excitement and nervousness. At the end of the path, they found another small clearing, even more beautiful than the last. Wildflowers of every color grew along the edges, and sunlight created sparkling patterns on the grass. A gentle breeze carried the scent of flowers and fresh earth. Buddy ran ahead, sniffing happily while Sam and Leo explored slowly. Sam realized that the park was not just a place to play or walk. It was a world full of magic, hidden wonders, and surprises. Every corner seemed to tell a story, and every path led to something new. Leo smiled at him. "We have so many adventures ahead," he said. Sam nodded, looking at Buddy. "Yes, and we'll discover them together, just like we always do." Buddy barked once as if agreeing, and the three friends continued exploring, ready for whatever mysteries the park would reveal next. The sun was beginning to set as Sam, Leo, and Buddy returned to the park. The golden light made the trees glow warmly, and the air was filled with the soft sounds of birds preparing to rest. Sam held the golden key and the small silver locket carefully, thinking about all the adventures they had shared. The park, once ordinary, had become a magical world full of secrets, treasures, and surprises. "Do you think there's one last secret waiting for us?" Leo asked, glancing around the trees. Buddy barked happily, running ahead as if eager to find something new. Sam smiled. "Maybe, but even if we don't find anything else, this park has given us so much already." They followed the narrow trail once more, passing the secret pond and the hidden chambers they had discovered. The carvings on the trees seemed to glow softly in the late sunlight, guiding them deeper into the forest. Sam felt a sense of excitement and curiosity mixed with a calm happiness. Every step seemed to promise something new. As they moved forward, Buddy suddenly stopped and sniffed the air. His ears perked up and he barked once, running a few steps ahead. Sam and Leo hurried after him and soon came to a small hill covered with soft grass and wildflowers. At the top of the hill was a large flat stone that looked unusual. "Look at this," Sam said, brushing away leaves and dirt. The stone had intricate carvings, showing patterns of the park, trees, animals, and even the paths they had explored. In the center of the stone was a small indentation, just the right size for the golden key. Sam's heart raced. Could this be the final secret? Carefully, he placed the key into the indentation. The stone vibrated slightly under his hand, and a soft light began to glow from the carvings. The patterns on the stone seemed to move, showing the hidden paths, ponds, and chambers as if the park itself was revealing its story. Leo gasped. "It's like the park is alive. Look at how the paths and ponds are connected. It's amazing." Buddy barked, running around the glowing stone, excited by the magical light. Sam felt a warm, happy feeling inside. He realized that all the adventures, discoveries, and mysteries had led to this moment. The glow from the stone began to fade slowly, leaving behind a small wooden box hidden in a hollow beneath it. Sam carefully opened the box and found more treasures, tiny carved animals, colorful stones, and small books filled with stories about the park. There was also a note that read, "To those who are brave, kind, and curious, the park's magic will always guide you." Sam smiled, holding the note. "We did it, Leo. We found the park's greatest secret." Leo grinned. "And we didn't just find treasures. We helped animals, explored hidden places, and discovered a magical world. This has been the best adventure ever." Buddy barked happily, as if agreeing with every word. The three friends spent a few more minutes exploring the hill and examining the treasures. The park felt peaceful, magical, and full of life. Sam realized that the real treasure was not just the objects they had found, but the experiences, the discoveries, and the bond they shared with Buddy and each other. As the sun dipped below the horizon, the forest glowed with warm colors and the shadows grew long. Sam, Leo, and Buddy began walking back toward the park entrance. Sam held the golden key safely, knowing it was more than just a key. It was a symbol of their adventures and the magic of curiosity, kindness, and courage. Leo looked at the park one last time. "I think the park will always have more secrets," he said, "and one day we can come back and find them." Sam nodded. "Yes, and until then we'll remember everything we discovered here today." Buddy barked, wagging his tail happily, as if promising to guide them again whenever they returned. As they left the park, the soft glow of twilight surrounded them, and the forest seemed to whisper a quiet goodbye. Sam felt happy, excited, and peaceful all at once. The park had become a place of wonder, magic, and adventure, a place where curiosity and kindness always led to amazing discoveries. And so, Sam, Leo, and Buddy walked home together, hearts full of memories, ready for the next adventure, knowing that the magic of the park would always be waiting for them.